Hey there, fellow animal lovers. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of axolotls and their intelligence. These adorable aquatic creatures have captured our hearts, but how smart are they really? We'll be putting axolotls to the test with some fun experiments to gauge their cognitive abilities. First up, let's see how well axolotls can navigate a simple maze. We've set up an underwater labyrinth with tasty treats at the end. Will our axolotl friends find their way? Surprisingly, many axolotls complete the maze faster with each attempt, showing they can learn and remember paths. Next, we'll test their problem-solving skills with a puzzle feeder. The axolotls need to figure out how to access food hidden inside a clear container with small openings. It's impressive to watch, as some axolotls use their limbs to manipulate the feeder and retrieve their snacks. Now, let's see how axolotls respond to visual cues and associate them with rewards. We've placed different colored objects in their tank, with only one color leading to food. Over time, many axolotls learn to swim towards the correct color, demonstrating their ability to form associations. But how do axolotls fare with recognizing patterns? We've set up a series of lights that flash in a specific sequence before food is dropped into the tank. Amazingly, some axolotls start anticipating meal times by gathering near the feeding spot when they see the light pattern. Let's not forget about their social intelligence. Do axolotls recognize their tank mates? We've observed that axolotls often choose to rest near familiar companions, suggesting some level of social awareness. Now for a classic mirror test, how do axolotls react to their own reflection? While they don't show signs of self-awareness like some mammals, axolotls do display curious behaviors when faced with a mirror. Some axolotls even engage in playful interactions with their reflections, though it's unclear if they understand it's their own image. Moving on to spatial awareness, we've rearranged objects in their habitat to see how quickly they adapt. It's fascinating to watch axolotls navigate their new environment, quickly learning the locations of hiding spots and feeding areas. But can axolotls distinguish between different quantities? We've set up an experiment where they can choose between two groups of food pellets of varying amounts. Interestingly, many axolotls consistently choose the larger quantity, showing some numerical comprehension. Now, let's test their memory with a simple game of hide and seek with their favorite treats. We'll hide food in the same spot for several days, then change its location to see if the axolotls remember the original hiding place. The results are intriguing. Many axolotls check the old spot first before searching for the new location, indicating some memory retention. But how do axolotls fare with tool use? We've placed a small stick near some out-of-reach food. While not all axolotls figure it out, a few clever individuals use the stick to knock the food closer, showing problem-solving skills. Let's see how axolotls respond to different sounds and vibrations in their environment. We've set up underwater speakers playing various frequencies to observe their reactions. It appears that axolotls can differentiate between sounds, often responding more to those associated with feeding times. Now for a test of their adaptability. How do axolotls handle changes in water temperature? We've gradually altered the tank temperature within safe limits to see how quickly they adjust their behavior. Impressively, most axolotls modify their activity levels and feeding patterns to suit the new conditions. But can axolotls learn from observing others? We've set up a tank where experienced axolotls solve puzzles alongside newcomers. Fascinatingly, the novice axolotls often pick up on the solutions faster when they can watch their more experienced tank mates. Let's explore their sensory abilities with a test of their electroreception skills. We've hidden small electrodes emitting weak electrical fields in their tank to see if axolotls can detect and locate them. The results show that axolotls can indeed sense these fields, often investigating the source of the electrical signals. Now, how do axolotls fare with delayed gratification? We'll offer them a small treat now or a larger one if they wait. While not all axolotls show patience, some individuals do seem capable of waiting for the bigger reward. Let's test their ability to generalize learned behaviors to new situations. We've trained axolotls to associate a specific gesture with feeding, then we'll use similar gestures to see if they respond. Interestingly, many axolotls do react to the new gestures, suggesting they can apply learned associations to novel scenarios. But how do axolotls handle multi-step problems? We've set up a series of simple tasks they must complete in order to reach their food. It's impressive to watch some axolotls work through each step methodically, showing a level of sequential problem solving. Now, let's see how axolotls respond to enrichment activities in their environment. We've introduced various toys and obstacles to their tank to observe their interactions and engagement levels. Many axolotls show increased activity and exploratory behaviors when given new stimuli indicating curiosity and adaptability, but can axolotls distinguish between different shapes? We've created a test where they must choose between differently shaped objects to receive a reward. Surprisingly, some axolotls consistently select the correct shape, demonstrating some level of shape recognition. Let's explore their capacity for associative learning with a classic conditioning experiment. We'll pair a neutral stimulus with feeding time to see if axolotls develop a conditioned response. Over time, many axolotls begin to react to the neutral stimulus alone, showing they can form new associations. Now, for a test of their spatial memory, we'll create a complex environment and see how quickly axolotls learn to navigate it efficiently. It's fascinating to watch as they gradually optimize their routes, remembering shortcuts and avoiding dead ends. But how do axolotls handle novel objects in their environment? We'll introduce unfamiliar items to their tank and observe their reactions. While some axolotls show initial caution, many eventually approach and investigate the new objects, displaying curiosity. Let's test their ability to track moving objects by introducing a small motorized toy to their tank. Many axolotls show a keen interest in following the toy's movements, suggesting they can visually track objects in their environment. Now, how do axolotls respond to different light conditions? We'll gradually alter the tank's lighting to observe any behavioral changes. Interestingly, axolotls adjust their activity levels and hiding behaviors based on the perceived time of day, showing environmental awareness. But can axolotls learn to avoid negative stimuli? We'll introduce a mild, harmless deterrent paired with certain objects or areas in the tank. Over time, many axolotls learn to avoid these stimuli, demonstrating their ability to associate experiences with specific outcomes. Let's explore their problem-solving skills further with a more complex puzzle feeder. This time, axolotls need to manipulate multiple parts of the feeder in a specific sequence to access their food. It's impressive to see some individuals work out the correct order of actions, showing advanced problem-solving abilities. Now, for a test of their long-term memory, we'll reintroduce a puzzle they solved weeks ago to see if they remember the solution. Remarkably, many axolotls solve the puzzle much faster than their initial attempts, indicating some level of long-term memory retention. But how do axolotls handle changes in their social group? We'll carefully introduce new individuals to the tank and observe the interactions. It's fascinating to watch as they establish new social dynamics, suggesting a degree of social intelligence and adaptability. Let's test their ability to locate food using only their sense of smell. We'll hide food in various locations around the tank and observe how quickly and accurately axolotls can find it using olfactory cues. Many axolotls demonstrate impressive tracking skills, efficiently locating hidden food sources using their sense of smell. Now, how do axolotls respond to different water currents? We'll create varying flow patterns in the tank to test their adaptability. It's interesting to see how they adjust their swimming and resting behaviors to suit different current strengths and directions. But can axolotls distinguish between individual humans? We'll have different people interact with them regularly to see if they show preferences. Surprisingly, some axolotls do seem to react differently to familiar individuals, suggesting some level of recognition. Let's explore their capacity for flexible thinking by slightly altering a familiar puzzle to see how they adapt. It's impressive to watch as some axolotls quickly modify their approach to solve the new version of the puzzle. Now, for a final test of their overall cognitive abilities, we'll combine elements from various experiments into one complex challenge. It's amazing to see how axolotls apply their learned skills to tackle this multifaceted problem, showcasing their intelligence. So what have we learned about axolotl intelligence through these experiments? While they may not be solving complex equations, axolotls have demonstrated impressive cognitive abilities in various areas. From problem solving and memory to social awareness and adaptability, these unique creatures are certainly smarter than many might assume. Of course, it's important to remember that intelligence comes in many forms, and axolotls have evolved to be perfectly suited to their natural environment. Their cognitive abilities, while different from our own, are fascinating examples of the diverse ways intelligence manifests in the animal kingdom. As we continue to study and understand these remarkable creatures, who knows what other surprising abilities we might discover? One thing's for sure, axolotls are not just cute faces, but complex and intelligent animals worthy of our respect and admiration. So the next time you see an axolotl, remember there's a lot going on behind those adorable eyes and perpetual smile. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of axolotl intelligence. Until next time, keep being curious about the amazing creatures we share our world with.